rises for the win from 29 from the right hash. Koo's kick is good. Here is Durant for the win. James for the win. It's gone. LeBron James at the buzzer.
In light of the Falcons, Matt Ryan news, we also signed some people and let some people go. All right, so what do you guys think about the free agency moves so far?
It's still not enough for me, to be honest. And I get it. We don't have the money to do anything.
Right.
But, I mean, it's just that just may be where we at. I mean, I think the biggest subtraction, in my opinion, was Foye Oluwakan.
Absolutely.
He was one of
our...
the
NFL in tackles, man.
Yeah, he led the NFL in tackles. He's had years where he's that peanut punch that causing fumbles left and right.
Got to the football this year.
Yeah, he was always around the football.
Made a Pro Bowl this year.
I mean, he's even outplayed Deion Jones
this past season. Yes,
yeah, which
absolutely.
I thought would be impossible for another linebacker in the Falcons defense to do. So he's outplayed Deion Jones, but I think that was the biggest subtraction.
Yeah, I agree.
If it were up to me, I would have traded Deion Jones and kept Foye because I think Foye fits Dean Pease's 3-4 defense a lot better. Deion Jones was relegated to an outside linebacker in the 3-4 system, which is a pass rusher. He is not an outside pass rusher. He's not coming around the edge. Yeah. He needs big boys up in front of him to eat up blocks so that he can cut through and make them tackles in the backfield.
Yeah.
So with him, but he's slight of frame, he's slight of build. So Foye fits this defense a lot better because he can take on linemen a lot better than Deion Jones. So I think Deion Jones's value is not very much in this system. He's a great linebacker that I love. He brought us to that Super Bowl, him and the crew. Yeah. And so I have respect and love for him, but I thought that he was a little bit more expendable than Foye. We could have used that money that we were paying him to give to Foye. But that's neither here nor there. Foye is in Jacksonville. I'm glad he got his back. He's a great linebacker. Yeah. It's all good. Yeah. I like the fact that we signed another corner to go opposite of A.J. Terrell because Hayward, even though he's in the 30 range, he can cover. Yeah. You know, you need corners in this defense, Dean Pease's defense. They're going to play a lot of one-on-one, man-to-man coverage. And you have to be able to cover. And so I think that just helps whatever pass rush we're going to find or try to build. I think that helps that out. I think that the addition of Cordarrelle Patterson, especially in a time like now.
I think we got to steal for him, bro. 2 years.
Oh, yeah. We got him for the cheap.
Like for the low.
But we got him for that so cheap because he wanted to come back. Yeah. He made it abundantly clear, I want to come to Atlanta. I want to be back. He was tweeting about it. He made signs about it at the end of the season. He was slick pressed to come back to Atlanta. So,
which is confusing, being as though we had what we was going on with the Deshaun thing and now Matt Ryan.
I don't think he cared about that.
Yeah, he might have just
he
really
wanted to
truly.
stay in Atlanta.
He finally found a team where they utilized him. Like he's been on like with his 4th or 5th team. Finally got a team where it was like, you know what? I see something in this guy. This guy is really a talent, bro.
He's an weapon and not he's an athlete, not a running back or not a wide receiver or not kickoff return man.
He's a weapon. Yeah, you can use him like Deebo Samuel. You can use him like a Swiss Army knife, and he gave defenses fits. Yeah. You know, imagine him with Julio, Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts, CP. Yeah. Mike Davis. Yeah. You know, Mike Davis's job, I feel like, would have been a little bit easier had we had all those other weapons. He had a rough season. You know, he came home. He self-admittedly had the worst season of his life. Yeah. But I will say this. The way he runs, you can work with that. Yeah, now he didn't do it a lot this year.
It was he runs like an abuser. Like he gonna run somebody over.
Right. Yeah. You can use that physicality late in the season, especially if you have a good football team. Yeah. So I don't know what I want to do with Mike Davis, but I like the way he runs, especially when it's cold outside. or when it's raining. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he had moments. He didn't have a great season, but he had moments where you were like, okay, that's a physical, tough runner. He gonna run people over. He gonna truck people.
But
he
a
gonna
lot-
score
but-
tough touchdowns on the goal line.
But at the same time, a lot of that is on the offensive line as well. Like, I mean, it's hard to get through holes when they're not there.
That's a good
It's
point.
hard to run the
You're
ball
right, you're
when
right, you're
I got
right.
a defensive lineman, interior lineman in my face before I even get the ball.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
really, I mean, we don't have a running game partly because of the offensive linemen. They're not creating holes.
The same reason why Matt has 2 seconds in the pocket.
Thank you.
So
We got a lot of
Don't get me
holes.
started. Don't get me started.
We
on
have a lot
protection,
of holes
'cause
to
it's never the O-line fault
fulfill.
when the quarterback gets sacked.
So we also have a hole at wide receiver, man. Calvin Ridley,
Yeah.
wanted to bet 1,500.
How much you want to bet he won't be playing this season? Take you up on that bet.
What
And
is it, 10 mil? 18 mil?
Right. He bet 1,500 and lost what, 10 mil? Yeah.
He
Yeah.
lost. Yeah,
I think his contract
too
is
many
10.
millions
Yeah.
to be betting 1,500. What? I thought you was out for what is it?
Mental health.
Yeah, mental health. Not to
Yeah.
poo that, but like, you make people question your disability when you're out here doing foolish things like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For real.
That's the best way I can say it.
I got you.
So I mean that's a subtraction in itself.
So-
Yeah.
The Calvin Ridley situation.
Facts, man. So we have pick number 8 in the draft, man. Who do you think we pick at pick number 8?
So there are a number of different directions I think the Falcons could go with the number 8 pick. First and foremost, I have been wanting to. First of all, let's just talk about the pass rush history before I even make my point. Claude Humphreys, Patrick Kearney,
Hey,
Grady
Patrick Kearney,
Jackson.
my boy.
Jonathan Babineau.
Uh-huh.
Some of these are interior linemen, not even outside pass
yeah,
rushers.
yeah, yeah,
We're
yeah.
not talking about come around the corner really until you talk about Patrick Kearney and John Abraham.
Yeah.
John Abraham, the last time he played for the Falcons was in 2012. We are 10 years removed from that, and we have not had a decent pass rusher since. Don't tell me about Vic Beasley because that was a one-night stand.
Yeah.
Okay?
I
Yeah.
agree.
So when we talk about Falcons pass rush, I had to take the headphones off because I'm about to get heated. We need a pass rusher. We need a speed demon, a fire breather off the edge, as the great Chuck Smith would say.
Mm-hmm.
We need a fire breathing dragon off the edge. Who is that? It ain't Jordan Davis. We love him. We would love to pair him up with Grady Jarrett. That's double teams that you just can't do inside.
Yeah.
Walker from UGA. Great pick. But we need a speed demon off the edge. So if we're going to stand pat and not trade back, which is what I really want to do at number 8 to get more picks, because we need picks to fill out this roster. But if we're going to stay at number 8, I want a pass rush. I want a speed demon, Thibodeau.
Yeah. I totally agree. I think
Get
we
around
need,
the edge.
I think we need some defensive linemen that's gonna get around that edge, bend that corner,
Yes.
and create some pressure. One thing the Falcons have not done consistently over the last few years is create pressure. We allow quarterbacks to just stay in the pocket
Mm-hmm.
and look like they're Tom Brady out there picking our defense apart, and that's why our we have quarterbacks throw for 300-400 yards,
all the
3-4
time.
touchdowns.
Yep.
because our corners can't hold that long. They can't. I mean,
Right.
I mean,
they have all
any-
day in the pocket,
Yeah.
just chilling in the pocket.
I mean, any
but everything
defense,
is Matt Ryan's fault.
any
Don't get me
defensive
started.
any defensive back can't cover that long. I mean,
Right.
it's just the average defensive back is not going to cover that long. We need to have consistent pressure, and the fact that we don't create consistent pressure at all, it just allows a quarterback to pick apart defense. And when we do create pressure, what's happening is because we're bringing blitzes from the linebacker position or a
Yeah.
defensive
You
back
have to
come
scheme it up.
right. We got to scheme it up just to create pressure, and we shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ideally, you want to get pressure with your front four and occasionally bring a blitz just to confuse the offense.
Yeah.
But when every third down, you got to mix it up. They know it's man to man, and they're going to pick you apart, which is why Tom Brady's like, okay, blitz me, please. Patrick Mahomes, blitz me, please. Drew Brees, blitz me, please. Matt Ryan, blitz me, please. Now the O-line can't hold up. But you understand what I'm saying. When he gets to a real O-line, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These real quarterbacks are going to cut you up if they know what you're running or they know the coverage that they're playing against before the ball is snapped, which is why Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Matt Ryan, these quarterbacks are so good. I think that if you don't get a defensive lineman at pick number 8, what do you get? Like,
Yeah. What do you
what
get?
do you
I
get?
don't-
What is our more pressing need?
Nobody on offense.
There are no receivers that
Yeah, I'm about
good.
to say. No quarterback in this draft.
I don't
like-
want a quarterback that high.
Yeah.
And that's why I said maybe we should trade back,
Mhm.
acquire even more picks
Yeah.
that we have to hit on. Like I said earlier, we have to hit on these picks and just build this team around whatever potential quarterback we could possibly get one day.
Mhm. This is why, to me, bro, this is Terry Fontenot, man. You in the hot seat, bro. Like, I think he's in the hot seat, bro. I think he has to hit on this draft, dog. Like, if he doesn't, I've lost all faith.
Yeah.
What about this past draft? Do you think that they're going to develop? Do you think that they have a chance to develop?
Oh, you're Richie Grant. What you got?
Richie Grant is one player. I think there are a couple of D linemen. I think that could develop. I also think that there are a couple of O linemen. Maybe not a couple, but there's an O lineman or two that could develop to turn into, the type of players that we need. But that is contingent upon other moves because, I want to get rid of our right tackle. I want to get rid of Caleb McGarry.
Yeah.
And I want to take Jalen Mayfield, number 77, that left guard. His natural position is right tackle. That's what he played. No?
But
That's what he played.
But does that excuse all the holding penalties, all the false starts? Like he had a bad start of the season, man.
You're playing out of position. You're a rookie. Your first few games are against like Ndamukong Suh, Aaron Donald. You were going against Fletcher Cox. I think was another one of the first.
He
people
had a
played.
very rough start to the season.
Right.
bro.
And eventually he did settle in. I'm not trying to like be the torchbearer for Jalen Mayfield.
Yeah.
But I think he had a rough go of it. His first go. He had dogs going against him at a position that he's not familiar with because of injuries.
Yeah.
He was supposed to come in and compete with Caleb McGarry for the right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
But Josh Andrews got hurt. Now I got to be the left guard. I'm a right tackle. I did the best I could. Keep my hands inside, kick my leg out when I need to.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a right tackle. I want Caleb McGarry to go. We could trade him, get value for that. No? Maybe. At least not have to pay him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put him back out there, get a left guard, a real left guard. Let him play right tackle. That solidifies your O-line if you get a center. Damn, that's two.
I'm not a Matt Hennessy fan, dog.
I am not a Matt Hennessy. I
am not a
drink
Matt
Hennessy,
Hennessy.
but I am not a Matt Hennessy fan. I am not a Matt Hennessy fan. And I argue with my homeboy about this on the way here. He thinks he needs one more year to develop. I said, we use
Man,
a
nah,
third-round
bro.
pick on him.
Right.
Yeah.
You get 1.5 years.
Yeah.
Right.
You're a third-round pick.
Yeah.
Your coach talked about how you were the best center in the draft.
Yeah.
I saw how you got blown off the ball, how you were pushed back into Matt Ryan's lap, and Matt Ryan gets blamed for that.
Yeah.
You're part of the reason that fans in Atlanta right now hate Matt Ryan because they don't understand that the O-line is, an
Supposed
integral
to
part.
block.
For the running game, you can tell a lot about the O-line based off the running game numbers. Don't even look at the quarterback stats.
Yeah.
What the running game talking about?
Mm-hmm.
The running game ain't talking about nothing, but you want to yell at Matt Ryan about taking sacks
Yeah.
when people are in his lap 0.2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yes, we don't have no receivers, but still, it wouldn't matter if we had Julio, Roddy White, and Tony G like we had in the glory days, amen. It don't matter if you had them out there. If Sam Baker and Todd McClure, Mud Duck, and Tyson Claybo and them boys wasn't out there blocking for him. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's why I say a lot of fans, they don't know.
They don't know football, man.
They don't know football. They don't know what they be talking about. They out here, we could have offered Deshaun Watson 230 as well. We just didn't pull the trigger. Okay, so you don't know nothing about cap.
You don't know nothing about caps.
We're going to trade everybody.
Structures or
Yeah,
anything.
exactly. Everybody.
And I find that to be prevalent among so many fans.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are loud and wrong on social media.
Yeah.
Now y'all get me all up out of character. My students looking, Mr. Harris, what's wrong with you? My Falcons group chat again. So I think that there are a lot of factors that go into where we are and why we are where we are. But one, I think in 2023, we're going to make some noise.
I agree.
I think that our defense is going to be good this year. I think we're going to have a top 10
I hope so.
defense.
I hope so.
The Falcons, mark it down, book it. Call your mama and your daddy and your cousin. The Falcons will have a top 10 defense in 2022.
That's a bold statement.
That's a real bold statement. Say top 10?
10.
No, I give it to you. We did start coming around later on in the
Defensively.
season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, defensively, and that helped us kind of stay in a lot of ball games.
Mhm.
So the scheme looks like it's starting to work.
It's a Dean Pease scheme.
Yeah. So.
I've been preaching his
Hey,
praises since we got him. I
wanna-
said, I know
wanna
about Dean
believe-
Pease.
I want to believe in Dean Pease. I really want to, bro. I haven't
He's
seen it yet.
old. He's old school.
He came out of retirement. He retired for a reason,
them
bro.
X's and O's don't lie. He has never had a defense under top 10, top 12 ever in his life.
Until last year.
What were we ranked?
Not top 10, top 12, 24, 25.
But you saw the growth in our defense, yes or no? Did you see the growth in our defense?
Yeah,
with no talent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He said we've only installed 1/4 of the defense. He said that at like the almost the end of the season last year. He said it's only a piece of our defense that's been installed.
Mm-hmm.
So wait till these guys get a better grasp of it. Now I hate that we lost Foyer because he was going to tie that in. But who's to say what we're going to do? I believe Dean Pease is gonna have us as a top 10 defense in 2022.
Yeah.
Our offense ain't gonna be crap.
Now I can't say though those numbers will be swayed a little bit because of the division we
I
play
was
in.
about to say that.
Right. You know, Panthers, who you got? Saints, they just signed Jameis Winston, but we don't what's going on with Michael Thomas, right? We don't know how that situation is gonna play out. Tom Brady has come back, so that may be the real team in the division that really kind of just throw stats out there and run up the numbers, but.
I think we'll know within the first 6 or 7 games what our defense is talking about. You can tell the way they get off the ball, the way they cover, the way they run to the ball. You can tell what your defense is talking about. Even with, adversity and stuff, you can tell the type of team you have. The way they, honestly, on defense, the way they run to the ball, the way they attack and pressure, not pressure, but the way they come off the ball. You can tell when a defense is hitting on something and when they're not. I can't really explain it, but you can tell when a defense got that fire.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. You're a huge Atlanta Falcons fan. What do you do with Calvin Ridley?
What can we do? He screwed us like Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Or Deshaun Watson's agent. I don't know who to be mad at, really. But they played us. They played us like a fiddle, like a drum, like a trumpet, like a ukulele. And I just think that Deshaun Watson should never eat free in this town again.
Oh, wait. Back on Calvin Ridley.
But
though.
back on Calvin
Yeah,
Ridley.
I'm sorry. That just made me mad. Calvin Ridley, what do we do with him? What can we do with him? Because he's up for a new contract after all this suspension thing is over, right?
Off the books. I'm glad this year it doesn't count.
Yes, that's money saved,
Money
and he's
saved.
out of here. He's never going to play for the Falcons again.
Yeah, I believe you have to get rid of him because
he played us.
yeah, you came to us and said, whatever your mental health,
I got issues.
Yeah, I got issues, and we allowed you to just not
have your
play.
issues.
Have
yeah.
your issues.
Yeah.
And while you having your issues, you out here playing games literally.
Yeah, we gave you help. We allowed you. Like I think the first game he told us like the day of the game or the night before.
That morning.
Yeah.
We're in the
we
pregame meeting.
We have
After
game
the London
plan
game,
with
yeah.
you in it.
Yes.
We
Oh,
went
I'm
into a
good.
game. We
I'm
went
good
into the
on
game blindsided, not knowing that we was gonna go in a receiver down. I taught one of our top receivers. So I think, in my opinion, I think you do have to get rid of him.
Absolutely.
Oh, bro,
what are we going to do? Pay him?
Yeah.
For him to have another mental breakdown?
Yeah.
Not to, throw shade on mental health, but Falcons fans are mad about, I'm just going to say it. Falcons fans are mad about Calvin Ridley, the whole situation. A lot of Falcons fans don't believe he was really dealing with the mental health issues that he was dealing with. I could be wrong as hell. However, I'm just speaking for the people I know, myself, and those around me.
Yeah. Right.
It's hard to believe you had real mental health issues when you out here doing things that are detrimental to the team.
Yeah.
Maybe you did this on purpose. Maybe you knew you were going to get suspended. Maybe you didn't want to play with Matt Ryan. Some of the Matt Ryan haters have, conjured up that conspiracy. But
especially when you like it's a rule. Like you can't do that.
Pro athletes know.
You
can't
can't do that.
On your own sport, no.
Yeah.
You can bet on
do that.
basketball if you're Calvin Ridley.
Bro.
You can bet on football if
Bet
you're
on-
LeBron
bet on the
James,
WNBA.
but you can't bet on your own sport. You
Yeah.
know that.
You know that.
You know that
For a
while
fact.
you're out on bereavement or whatever it is that you were on.
So what do you think? He got to.
I think he tried to. I think he played this too.
bereavement. He might have. Speaking of Calvin Ridley, though, man, so he got a year suspended from the entire NFL for a year. But we seen guys get a lot less for a lot more. Do you think a year was an appropriate, consequence for Calvin Ridley?
I don't think it was appropriate. I think that with that, all of what I just said, I think that you could have made the same point with 8 games. You could have made the
6.
same point with 6 games.
Yeah.
But when you're protecting the integrity of the game, you don't want fans to think that they can be compromised or the game can be compromised. So you have to be harsh on it. But what I think they should do is lay out certain consequences for certain actions.
I'm telling you.
If you have a domestic violence case against you, this is what the
Here
punishment
we go.
is.
Ray Rice beat fiance. I'm reading something. Ray Rice beat fiance 2 games. Greg Hardy beat girlfriend 4 games. Adrian Peterson, felony child abuse 6 games. Ezekiel Elliott hitting women. I remember that. 6 games.
Yeah.
Josh Gordon 6 seasons for smoking weed. That's hilarious.
He came back and kept doing it. That's different. You can't use Josh Gordon. I heard somebody else use Josh Gordon. He
I was
kept
just
getting
reading
second
something.
chances and kept hitting the blunt. I'm like, my man, golly.
I think we do have to have some type of structure, some type of layout in place, and not just go off of let's just here's 2 games.
But we know the NFL is morally unsound.
Yeah.
Like we know that they value money over actual moral issues.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I'm saying?
PR,
It's like
PR.
if we don't care what you do when you're in the privacy of your house, beat your wife, you do crazy stuff, slap on the wrist, you know what I'm saying? But mess up our money as a league? Nah, we have an issue with that. You going for a whole year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and I get the punishment. It shouldn't be a year, but I do also understand it. Like I said, like I brought up, you knew that they talk about this
know,
stuff.
bro.
And
Like,
I think that
You know.
protecting the integrity of the league is a bigger deal than people make it.
yeah.
Like, if you don't have the trust and the confidence of the fans that this is real and this is not compromised, what do you have?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because
So
we're not
that is
going to
just as
watch.
bad, right?
We're not going to
Because I
watch.
feel
We're not
like
going to
it's
come to
fake.
games.
I feel like it's rigged.
Yeah.
If you feel like it is rigged, you're not gonna. Like you said, you're not gonna spend your money
Yeah.
on something you think is already fixed.
Yeah.
So, while I think that protecting the integrity of the league is important, I think that that's why you want to have certain punishments installed for certain offenses. That way, if you have domestic violence, it's this much. If you
drugs is this
yeah.
much.
right,
Yeah.
every type of offense has a certain punishment attached to it. That way, you know what you're getting. But right now, Roger Goodell is judge, jury, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
so it's up to him based off of public perception, PR, what the owners are saying in that moment, in that social climate. But if you had something that was already prescribed, you can't argue with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the league has always been reactive instead of proactive.
Absolutely.
And
Very much so.
that's their downfall.
Yeah. Hey man, thank you, James, for joining us on this episode.
Thank
of
y'all
For
for
the Win.
having me.
Yes, sir.
Honestly, this was a lot more fun than I thought it would be. I was very nervous. I had to call like some trusted confidants on the way here. I was like, look, bro, I'm about to do this. I can't cuss. I'm going to be passionate. It's going to be, you know what I'm saying? I got to get my little drink on, you know what I'm saying? I got to like hit, you know what I'm saying?
Now you did good, bro. Appreciate you
I
for
appreciate
coming.
y'all
For
for
sure,
having
bro.
me.
Rise up, bro.
Yeah, rise up.
up.
Honestly, anytime y'all want to have me on a Falcons topic, just hit me up. I come and fuss and hoop and holler because the way my group chats and social media be set up, I'll be ready to vent anyway. So,
I feel you. I feel that.
so thank y'all boys for having me. I
Most
really
definitely.
appreciate it.
For sure, bro.
Thank you for joining us on the For the Win Vodcast.
Make sure you follow us on IG at For the Win Vodcast, on YouTube at For the Win, on Apple Music, on Spotify. We are everywhere.
For the win. And we out.
Peace.
Yes, sir.